All right. Hello, hello, everyone. We are here. Hey, it's Ailika. I'm here. The next few weeks, we'll be doing a series of lives with our amazing guests from the Reclaim Your Revenue retreat, and on an in-person event, right? So we have an in-person event called Reclaim You Networking Series, and all of the speakers will be coming live at different times to talk a bit about what they're doing, what they'll be speaking on, and also share a tip. All right. So today we have one of our speakers, Shiraz. He'll pop on. I'm gonna let Shiraz introduce himself and tell you guys a little bit about speaking about his topic, and then giving you a nice little tip for today. We'll kind of have a conversation back and forth. This is going to be an absolutely amazing event. So if you haven't signed up yet, I'm going to post a link here, but you should see it everywhere at this point. I'm like, we've been talking about it. But you can go to reclaimyourinfluence.com, and right there you can sign up to watch virtually or be there live in person in Orlando, Florida. All right. So Shiraz, introduce yourself to everyone, please.
All right, I am Shiraz. I'm a reality interventionist, and you may not know what that is because I'm the only one in the world. But I help people get over what I call reality addiction. So many people are unconsciously and physically addicted to struggle and lack and all sorts of bad things. And when you try to get out of it, you go into withdrawal. And that's what causes that yo yo results in your life where I'm about to have some success. This is great. And then you lose it. So I help you get out of that so you can have sustained success, more happiness, greater health. And I'm looking forward to working at the event because I'm going to be working directly with some people that are there live to shift their reality. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, this just sounds incredible, right? You go into a room, most events aren't like this, right? Most, especially networking events, you get there and you meet a couple people, you walk out with a couple of, business cards, and then never speak to anybody again, right? That's that's the average situation at a networking event. But here at the Reclaim Your Influence, Reclaim You event, you're gonna walk in and actually be able to shift, right? Shiraz is already talking about how he's actually going to be coaching some folks on the spot, right? Bringing
Yep.
some folks out of their story right there, live and in person. So you're getting an opportunity to work with amazing experts and hear from and gain some of their expertise on the spot, along with being able to network and meet other powerhouses in the room. And let's not forget there's lunch there too, right? So folks gonna get to eat.
That's
But
the
it's
main reason I'm going is the food.
right. It's gonna be an incredible event. So Shiraz, tell us a bit more about how you work with your clients. Um,
So it's a really simple process actually because we just have a conversation about what's going on in your life, the goals you're trying to achieve, the things that are stopping you. And when I talk to you, I can tell when your conscious beliefs match your unconscious beliefs. So whenever that happens, we know there's a problem unconsciously. So a lot of times people are like, I'd like to make a lot more money. And my response is, no, you don't. And and then we can dig down and find out why you don't. And like very common thing is it's so unfair for so many people to have so much, not so many people, for those few people to have so much while all these other people are suffering and struggling. Right.
mhm.
And like that's a common belief that people have. And on the surface, that's horrible. It shouldn't be that way. But if you have that belief and you're very passionate about belief that it's unfair, then you'll make sure you're not one of the people with lots of money because then you'll be the one that's unfair. You'll be the person that you judge. And so you'll keep your income low. So I'm going to be explaining concepts like that, and people are going to go, oh, crap, that's what I'm doing. And then we're going to get you to stop doing it. So you have more money and more success.
And you know what? And I'll tell y'all, I've seen Shiraz do this live and in person, and it's such an amazing situation because or experience, I should say. It's an amazing experience because people are, you think that you believe one thing, right? And we all think, I know I want to be successful. I know I want, whatever it is, right? And for someone to say, no, you don't. It's like, well, hold up. Right. Like, hold up, wait. How dare you, sir? you know? But it's really, then it's opening up and really opening up to what is it that I'm blocking and why?
Mhm.
And when that happens, just picture the shift that gets to happen in your life and or in your business, right? That thing that has been holding you back from reaching that next level. Now you get to actually experience that live and in person, right? In person or even virtually, because I've been in a few of Shiraz's sessions, and frankly, if you're virtual, right, you're still getting the experience, because even if you're working with someone in person, there's going to be amazing people in the room, right? We're going to have about 40, 50 people in the room. And even if you're in person, and even if you're virtual, you get to experience it at the same time, right? You get to see how it's fitting into your story and your situation. So it's a really cool experience, and definitely want to be there live. This will be February 2nd and 3rd. And you can sign up at the Reclaim Your Influence at reclaimurinfluence.com. I put the link in the comments, but definitely show up with us, right? You want to experience this. Shiraz is one of our amazing speakers. We're going to have 7 speakers on, day one, which is Friday, February 2nd, is all about self, right? We're what is in your way from stepping into the you that you need to be to step fully into your business, right?
Mhm.
Everyone's saying, I mean, you're saying you want to be multi 6 figures, 7 figures. And how do you get there? So, day two, we're literally going through business strategies, solutions, and resources on how to take you to that next level as well. So, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Shiraz, I would love for you to share, how did you get into doing this work?
Well, I'm going to talk about it in detail. Actually, I'm going to tell one story. I'm going to tell another story really quickly now, and that
Awesome.
was I used to have severe rheumatoid arthritis, and every joint in my body, like it was so bad. There were nights where I sipped my dinner through a straw because I couldn't move my jaw. It was so swollen and painful.
Wow.
And I went through this for 18 years. My body slowly deteriorating. I ended up when I was like turned 40, and I was walking like I was 70, just
Mm.
shuffling along, hunched over and stuff. And then I worked with a mentor, and he said, "Well, you believe you're responsible for everyone in your life." And I'm like, "No, I don't. That's insane." And it's funny because now I talk to people like this, right? And he said, "No, like we would have been talking for a couple of weeks, going through my life, and he's like, yeah, you have this belief that you need to be responsible for everyone." I'm like, "What's that got to do with arthritis? It's got nothing." And he goes, "Oh, no, no, no. You don't want to be responsible for everyone." I'm like, "Yeah. And if you're lying in bed in pain, you don't have to be responsible for anyone, and you don't have to feel guilty about it. The arthritis isn't the problem, it's the solution."
Mm.
And that just blew my mind. Right? And so in that, I said, "Well, if that's the problem, then I'm just not going to be responsible for everyone." And then the arthritis just go away. He goes, "If you mean it, if deep down you've decided you're not going to be responsible for everyone, then you don't need the arthritis." And the next day, no pain, no inflammation, more mobility. I'm freaking out, right? So,
I can't even imagine. Yeah.
right? It's been 18 years. I've tried drugs, I've tried diets, I've tried supplements. Nothing worked. This guy says, "Stop being responsible," and boom,
All of a sudden, no pain.
no pain. Right.
Mm.
And once I figured that out, I also looked into it, and I'm like, this isn't just about illness. This is about wealth. This is about
Mhm.
relationships. This is about success. And once you find out what that little belief is, or there may be a bunch of them, and you move them, your whole world changes.
Mm.
And yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about and working with people through. And I'm just one of 7. Imagine if you're getting it from all 7. It's going to be amazing.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, and can you share one tip, or even like a piece of a tip that you're gonna be sharing with folks, on February 2nd and 3rd during the Reclaim You event?
Yeah. So when you get that everything showing up in your life is there because you want it to, unconsciously, not consciously, then you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you want to start asking, why do I want this to happen?
Mm.
And when you start phrasing the question that way, what am I getting out of this? What's the big benefit out of it? The answers will start to bubble up from your subconscious, and you'll be like, oh, I get it. It's because of this.
Yes.
Because I get to avoid responsibility, or I get to feel love, or whatever it
Mm.
is. And you're like, oh, do I really need to keep doing that?
Right, exactly. It's so funny. And it's always interesting to hear, I get to not be responsible. Like,
Mm.
people don't we don't naturally think that that's what we want, you know? And it's really shifting the reality and the understanding of what you actually do want, and almost making you be the most honest that you could possibly be with
Yeah,
yourself, and that
yeah,
is huge, you
yeah,
know? Because no one wants to admit that they don't wanna do something, like, I feel I'm responsible for everyone. Well, I don't wanna admit that I don't wanna be responsible,
yeah,
like, and and the thing is, not admitting that can literally be holding you back,
yeah.
you know? I'll even talk for me, one of my unconscious beliefs was that I didn't wanna be successful. I really didn't want to, like, I thought I did. I thought, "Of course I wanna make millions. Of course I wanna make multi-millions." But then I realized, no, I didn't.
Mhm.
Because for me, making multi-millions meant that I'm now, or multi-millions, meant that I'm now like, I don't know, Oprah, or you know what I'm saying? Like somebody like that,
Yeah,
which means that now, do I get the time with my kids? Do I get to do these things? Am I, and even, and this is a funny one, even do I get to be outside and be regular without people coming up to me?
oh, yeah.
Because, and I will tell you a time that this happened is so funny because this, guys, I'm telling you, this is the type of work that Shiraz is going to be doing right there in person. But um, there was a time I went to Aldi, and and it was when I was, my YouTube channel has been, was really growing. Like, it was like early on, and someone, it was me and my daughter, and someone said, "Oh my goodness!" And I was like, and so I went and grabbed I went to run. I didn't know what was happening, right? Why is she, oh my goodness, saying
Yeah.
that? And so I looked, and she was saying, "Oh my goodness, I follow you on YouTube." This is what was happening. So I'm like, I'm not Jay-Z. Why are you? Oh my goodness. I'm just Ilika. And so that was another thing that imprinted, I realized, in my head, that said, I don't know that I want to be places with my family and people are coming up to me,
Mm,
because now that it impacts our privacy, and so it started to shift how I moved. And
yeah.
I had to get out of that story, because guess what? I'm not Jay-Z. And someone who's coming up to me is usually like a regular person. It's not going to be, So so I love that you're doing that, because it's so powerful. It's super powerful because we get to see what's really in the way.
And here's the thing: we have this concept, like what you're saying, is I'm not going to have my privacy. But when you learn certain techniques, you can have your privacy whenever you want. I actually had a friend that would drive celebrities around Toronto,
Mhm.
and he had Dolly Parton once. And he said it was the craziest thing because he'd drive her in this big bus, and she'd get out of the bus, and she'd be just all these people flocking. Oh my God, it's Dolly Parton,
Mhm.
right? She'd stand there and she'd sign autographs, and she was just the happiest person, and just there for the people.
Yeah.
And then he could see it's like she made a decision. I'm done now.
Mhm.
And the people would just sort of filter out, and then she'd be alone on the street with him, and she'd go do her thing. And he's like, "How the hell is she doing this?"
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
so,
you get to
and
choose.
that's the, yep, you get to choose. And that's the thing. That's what I also realized. It's like, number one, it's regular people. And I like to meet people. Like,
Mhm.
I've always loved meeting people, And so I can see someone like Dolly Parton being a people person, loving to meet people, and then deciding, okay, I've met too many people right now, now is the time. And people will give you your space,
Mhm.
and I love that. I love that. And I can see that being even just a reframe here as well.
Yeah.
So, shifting the way that, shifting reality, right?
Mhm.
Reality intervention. So these are some of the things that we're gonna be sharing at the Reclaim You networking event. Um, be sure to sign up, register. I put the link in the comments of each of these videos, so you'll be able to see, and also in the description of my videos, you'll always be able to see. But if you go to reclaimyourinfluence.com, or even ilikafillette.com, you'll be able to sign up and meet us either live in person in Orlando. And actually, I mean, the folks in person, obviously, you're getting a little more, right? So when anyone shows up with us in Orlando, you're going to obviously meet all the speakers, all the experts, and then all the other powerhouses in the room. In addition to that, what you're going to get is you're going to get a little more time. So we're going to be doing networking activities. So the plan is to leave with three things. It's clients. So these are people who are going to pay you, right? It's collaborators, and these are people you can make money with, right? And then it's connectors. These are people who are like, you know what? I need to see you. One of my friends is hosting an event. You should go be on stage. I'm going to connect you to, right? This is how we grow in our businesses. So when you're live and in person, there's an opportunity to create this that experience, right? Because we're going to be networking live and in person at the Reclaim You event. And then as you watch virtually, you're going to be getting all these gems just right in your face so that you get to receive them. And each speaker is going to be providing you with a free gift as well as an opportunity to see how they can help you shift. So this is going to be a great experience. I'm so excited for the folks who are coming along with us on this journey. So we will see you all at the Reclaim You networking event, February 2nd and 3rd. You can watch virtually with us, or you can be there in person in Orlando. Shiraz, any last words? Anything else you want to share?
What I always love to tell people is don't be afraid to be the happiest person in the room. We get worried that people go, if we're too happy, oh, what drugs are you on? What's wrong with you? Right. But if you're the happiest person in the room, you give permission to everyone else to come up to your level. So be happy.
Absolutely. I love that. Be happy and be you authentically. Yeah. All right. We will see y'all soon. And we'll see you on February 2nd and 3rd. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us.